Bottom line, it's about bottom lines. The government can't afford to upgrade and replace the military's search and rescue or SAR aircraft. The Sea Kings the RAF and Royal Navy operate have been in service for over 40 years. Their life has been extended more than once, but they will be retired in 2013, and those who work with them know that's about time.
It's done a great service. In this role, it's saved hundreds, if not thousands, of lives. So it will be sad, but sort of times have changed, and we've got to move on, unfortunately, with newer technology.
New technology is what the commercial sector can bring and pay to maintain. Bespoke to the task, kitted out better. Quicker, more capable medically, with night vision and a longer range, although fewer seats for passengers. The new national picture will look like this. 10 Sikorsky S-92s will be based, 2 per site, at Stornoway and Sombra in Scotland, and at new bases at airports in Humberside, Carnarvon in Wales and Newquay in Cornwall. 10 Augusta Westland AW189s will operate, 2 per site, from Leon Solent and a new hangar at Prestwick Airport, and from new bases to be established at St Athan, Inverness and Manston airports. Those in the SAR field have had time to get used to the privatisation eventuality. Its first iteration folded 2 years ago after an ex-RAF employee working for one of the bidders was found to have compromised the process. But the coalition government revived the tender, and it's broadly accepted as perhaps the only way to get the best tools for the job. Some of the 12 current stations already have a contracted out service on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency, in which the new provider, Bristow, is already involved.
Remember, there's 4 already doing it, down at Portland, Leon Solent, Stornoway and Sombra, and they've been doing it for a number of years already to a very good standard. That a lot of the people now doing it won't have a long career in search and rescue. However, on the flip side, depending on how long they stay in the services, there is now a civilian company, or will be a civilian company, doing search and rescue. So they can transfer these very valuable skills that it's very difficult to acquire elsewhere. And I think that company will be quite keen to be involved if people are willing to move across.
The 2 Royal Navy and 2 RAF SAR squadrons, which have crews at 8 locations, will be re-rolled. That means a job change for Flight Lieutenant William Wales, who flies from RAF Valley on Anglesey. The Prince had expressed his concern over the scheme to the Prime Minister, but at a time when the military is enjoying renewed public appreciation, some would say search and rescue has become an expendable public face asset.
Whenever I meet anybody for the first time, especially in Cornwall, and they ask me what I do, they know exactly what the aircraft provides for everybody in Cornwall.
And they love it, don't they?
They do love it, yeah. We've had cakes brought in, we've had many thank you cards, letters, people coming in with their families just to thank us, and not just the aircrew, especially the maintainers as well. Yeah, so it's a worthwhile job, really worthwhile job, and it's good doing a worthwhile job when you live in the community.
Privately, of course, many are exploring the option of jumping ship to do the job they're trained in and love as civvies. Bristow Group, which began in Scotland but is now based in Texas, has said it intends to tap into the expertise the military has honed as it takes on the baton. But it does mean the end of a very public service.
It saddens me because it's part of being in Cornwall. You see the grey and red flying around, and when you're on the beach, you're doing a surf. And the 7 want to do in their patrol, and you see them, and I can remember that as a kid, seeing that. It's a bit nostalgic, makes you feel a bit sad, a bit of a poignant moment really, but we need to move on, so that's that.
Meanwhile, they're still on call until UK SAR managed to transition in a little over 2 years' time. Julie Knox, Forces News at Royal Naval Air Station, Cultros.